Welcome to Wisdom of the World. Today I am in Morocco, so I want to tell a story from my own experience here a long time ago in Morocco. It's a story about when you're afraid, and it is called Scared Shitless. And it goes like this. A long time ago, actually about 45 years ago, I was driving a bus for a company called the Magic Bus. I had my own Mercedes bus and I drove passengers from Amsterdam to Paris, to Spain or to Morocco. This time I had decided to sell my bus, and from the money I would earn, I would make a trip to Latin America. So I set out with passengers and eventually ended up in Morocco. Now, obviously I was trying to sell my bus, but it was a bit difficult because I was not allowed to import a bus into the country without a proper license. So the only thing that potential buyers could do is, cut the bus in pieces and sell it piece by piece. Maybe they made more money that way, I don't know. I remember driving from Casablanca to the sea and being chased by these people that wanted to buy the bus. I had given them a certain price, I don't know, and they were bargaining and stopped us on the road. Then when they saw I didn't want to budge in terms of the price, they again chased us, and again a second time stopped us on the road, and eventually we agreed on a price. And they led us to a remote part of Casablanca, to a garage. And there we made the deal, the transfer. Now, my wife had made a tiny little pocket here in my pants where I could put the money. But they all saw where I put the money. And it was just the two of us and this whole crowd of people in that garage. And they were mumbling things like, il y a des voleurs ici, hein? And that means there is thieves amongst us. So I was really scared, but pretending not to be scared, pretending I had some sort of a black belt. And I said, oh, come on. I had made a taxi conditional on the deal. So they came up with a car, which they said would take us to the center of Casablanca. But there was no taxi sign on it, there was nothing on it. But okay, so made the deal, put the money away in the little pocket and went into the taxi. And I still remember practically sitting on the lap of that poor taxi driver and saying, if I say right, you go right, and if I say left, you go left. I had no idea we were in a strange city, Casablanca. But then, after many left turns and right turns, we eventually ended up in somewhere near a cafe in the city, so I felt safe enough to stop and go out. So we did. Then, having sold the bus, I just had a bunch of dirhams, the local money. So that night we took a train to Tangier, and I still remember just being so paranoia and looking at all the fellow passengers as if they were criminals and wanted to rob us. We ended up in Tangier, and there the thing was that I had to change the dirhams into pesetas, Spanish money, European money. And so after looking around for a long time, I finally found a black Senegalese cocaine dealer called Robbie. And Robbie says, yeah, he could arrange that for us. So he had he introduced us to a Moroccan guy with a clear Napoleon complex, a very short guy, you know, and he was just continuously playing with his gun. That was his, I don't know, his method to scare us, to impress us, to ensure our safety. We went to a hotel, and on the bed in that hotel, we made the deal, the dirhams versus the pesetas. And I remember my wife being so scared, she went under the bed, and well, we made that deal, and this guy, the police guy, was just throwing, playing with his gun the whole time. And finally made that deal. And the earliest way to go to Spain was the next morning. So we took the next morning the boat to Algeciras, to Spain. I felt so relieved, so released, so free, no longer afraid. If you have any comments on this story or suggestions for another one, do let me know. Thank you.